Alright, next episode, detailing from scratch, episode trace. We're doing, as the title says, the wash. What you will need for this, you will need your soap, which we prepped in the last episode, the bucket, the mitt, that's all good to go. And you'll need not a phone, no garbage, but a drying towel, something nice and plushy, good to go. And you want to have that ready so as soon as you're done washing your car, you can dry it. So since we're outside, as you can see, you don't want any hard water. So how you start is very, very simple. You just rinse the car down. So take it away. Alright, so car nice and wet. Now obviously that didn't really remove any road grime or anything from the paint, but it's not supposed to. So next, this is not going to be super like master professional ultra super detail amazing wash. You're just beginning. So this is something that maybe this is a good example. Like your dad says, like, come wash the car with me or something, and he's not a detailer or anything. So you come out with him, and you know he's got the bucket of water and stuff like that, and he probably has some big ass fucking sponge that sucks cock in it, and you wash your car. So we're kind of doing the same thing, except we're doing it with slightly better materials, like an actual good car wash. There we go. And then a nice wash mitt, which this is actually, it's pretty soft and good to go. So we're going to activate the suds just a little bit more. Get it all nice and foamy. And then just start by, this is kind of, maybe this will help. We're going to use the proper wash technique. So since you don't have great guards and you don't have another rinse bucket, you definitely want to make sure that you do this correctly. You want to start going top down, and then also flipping your pad over as you go. So normally, if we were like very high-end professional detailing company, we would go back to our rinse bucket, but this is just your daily driver. The paint's not perfect. We're not going to put that much effort, or not that much effort. We're still going to put effort, but we're not going to worry too much. Now, you won't see a lot of suds on this. If you want more, definitely put more soap in there. We're just kind of going as recommended. But as you can see, we're wiping away all the nasty. And the reason you want to always work your way top down is because obviously this is much dirtier than it is up there. So you always want to work top down, and remember to rinse out your wash mitt really as often as you can, and let all the soap just kind of run down the paint. And as you can see, it all wipes away nice and clean. And then always make sure to be thorough and get all the way to the bottom. Now that may sound bad because like it's real gross down there, but this stuff is literally, this process and everything is designed to wash your car in every part of it. So he's going to take it away, making sure to wash always top down so that everything comes out looking nice and clean as we have on this side. Make sure never to forget, like, under your mirrors, each side of it, do your windows all the way down. Really get everything you can, because any area that is not done will stand out like a sore thumb. It'll look really dirty. For instance, like an area that I accidentally missed, this. If we didn't get this, this would look awful when it's done, because everything else looks real nice, but there's just this really nasty spot of dirt. So he's going to take care of that. And there, all nice and better. So kind of double check as you're going. If you can, be in a shaded area, like we're in a mostly shaded area. We could reverse back a little bit, but our hose situation isn't the best. So this is kind of best location for us. And this is also why, as mentioned in the last episode, the wheels are wet and they're going to continue to get wet as we wash it. So there's no reason to like wash the car and then start the wheels and then do the paint. Always do wheels first. It doesn't matter, they can be wet. It's fine. So he's going to continue washing the car. That's the fucking sign of the fetch, like, A.
And it's not just like real tight together fingers, not real spread out, it's just A.
A-okay. Fucking brother.
Someday you guys will get it.
Yeah. Obviously. Like, I assume most of all this is pretty awkward right now. Hopefully one day it'll get better. We'll make our own jokes that are, you know, for this and everything. But as of right now, this is just how it's gonna be. But hopefully the knowledge that is given is actually worth a damn. Which, I don't know, I feel like it is. I mean, literally something knowing on how to just wash top down. That's a biggin, right? That actually does help a lot. Look at him go. Now, luckily, it is like a nice 70 degrees out this whole last week. What was it this last week? Like 40 for most of it?
If that.
If that. So, luckily, temperature is on our side for today. As we get down towards winter, we're fucked. So, we're going to try and get through as much as we can before it gets too cold. Which is happening rapidly. What is it? It's October 20th. So what do we got? We got like a month and 10 days of what could be considered like nice weather. Like there's a chance that we're just fucked for the rest of the year and it's just gonna be 30 degrees. But you know, it's different every year. Hey, watch it. If you drop that wash pad, definitely probably make sure rinse it out with your fucking hose. You don't want whatever's on the ground in your bucket. You don't want it on your wash pad. Most people would probably just say don't use it, get a new one.
Especially with all this gunk.
Yeah, especially with all the leaves and seeds and everything. If you don't have or another pad or another sponge, whatever, do your best to rinse it out outside of the bucket. You really don't want to drag anything on your paint. And even though like this isn't the best paint, we don't want to damage it anymore. We're trying to make it better, right? We're trying to give it what it deserves. And, you know, I mean, it deserves nice things. We want to take care of it. So, might as well do things the right way. Now, as we go, we'll probably get into claying and all that kind of stuff. Clay bar, buffing, iron removing, all that bullshit. But you're not going to do that on every wash. And to be honest, most people, like, even if you are a detailer, I can guarantee that there are some people, some, like, real detailers that still, like, just, you know what, they're just going to wash their car real quick. It's okay, I'll just use one bucket. So, bad if people start getting their fucking panties in a twist over us using one bucket with no grit guard. Well, just to fucking let you know, that's how they wash fucking cars for at least like 20 years minimum. Probably a bit longer.
Probably all of the entire first generation of cars. So everything up at least up until the 70s.
Do you think anyone, like when cars first came out, do you think anyone ever used like a bar of soap?
I think they used the same like brush and soap that they used on their fucking horses and cows. That or they just let nature take care of it.
They just, maybe it'll rain. Maybe if we're lucky, it'll rain one of these days.
I don't think they just cared at all.
God, I wonder what the cars of like the 50s looked like. Hey, don't do that. You're trying to take care of it.
Yeah.
Now, as I said earlier, you won't see a lot of soap. You can see a little bit, but what we're looking for is slickness. We're looking to make sure that the soap is actually applied to the paint and that it's actually like nice and lubricated, because that's all soap is. It's just it's nothing special. It doesn't destroy dirt or anything. It literally just lubricates it, puts a kind of encapsulates the dirt particles, and lets them be lifted off and removed easily. It's nothing special. The dirt's not now gone. It's all on the bottom of that bucket or dripping on the ground or still on the car. So just want to make sure that's clear. Soap isn't this special thing. So it doesn't matter if I touch the paint or anything. That's the whole point of having the soap on it. Is so that you can rub that fucking pad, even though it's real soft, all across your paint and no damage will be done. So sorry. I'm getting heated over here. You almost done?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be back.
Okay. It looks better already. Good job.
Good.
But look at that. Just make this a little bit lower, a little bit wider, gray, 2 doors. It's the best fucking car in the world.
Is that so?
Yeah. I'm talking about making your car an R8. Make it a little flatter, a little wider, a little bit shorter. Oh, and take that engine and put it where those back seats are. And you're good to go. We could do it. We could make your car an R8.
How about we don't? I literally do.
We just need to do some frame oh no. We need to do some frame modifications. If we take from here to here and just get rid of it.
Body.
Just get rid of it. And we just scoot this up. And we take that. We put that right here. R8. It may say A6, but it's an R8. It's the same thing. Same engine. For this year. This kind of 4.2 liter quattro. Had the same engine for a couple years as the R8 until they moved to their 5.2 liter V10. Don't you know?
I do now.
Alright, so he is pretty much done. As you can see, the rest of the vehicle looks nice and clean. Now it is starting to dry, so this is why you kind of want to work at least decently quick. Let me check this to see. Hydrophobic. We're looking to see if this is pH neutral. Is a hyper blah 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 restore blah 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 pH neutral. There it is. So that's real important. Having a pH neutral soap. I should have checked it before we actually bought it. But that means that it'll dry in the sun and still be safe to wash off. Sure, you don't want it to dry completely, but it is starting to dry. So, what are you doing? Okay. But it being pH neutral, it won't dry and damage your paint. There are some soaps still out there today that say don't let it dry on your paint. Don't buy those. So now he's going to rinse it off. And we should be pretty much good to go. We'll have our drying towel ready, and we'll get it nice and dry. Alright, and now then, we are all rinsed off and good to go. Now this is when time is probably the most crucial, as we want to get it dry, because there's no more soap or anything on it, it's just water, and the water around here isn't the best. It's nice and hard. Tough water.
It's not good.
No, that's bad. When the water's stronger than you or your car.
We gotta make sure we get all the dirt though.
Yeah. There's an area that's missed. Oh, that was by me. Okay, we'll take care of that in a second. But, normally this is when you want to start drying your car, but we'll get this real quick. So, since the wash bucket and everything is still good to go, same right here, same area missed on both areas, both sides. So, do a double check. So he'll grab the wash mitt and just hit those areas up real quick. And then, yeah, we'll be back in a second and dry the vehicle. Alright, so I am no longer the cameraman. Batches.
Ayo.
This is kind of a moment of truth. Never used one of these types of towels before. Make sure you want to get everything like this out, so that there's nothing that can damage your paint. And also, get rid of these if you can.
Talking about like the tag on it.
Yeah. because that can also cause minor imperfection on your paint. So if your car is perfect, you don't want something like that on it. So, kind of moment of truth, never use one of these, but hopefully this is a decent drying towel. I'd say not bad. Now, this is brand new, so there's a little bit of lint and stuff on it, but the water's gone, and that's what we are shooting for. So, I like to, all drying towels are typically pretty big. I'd go with folding them in half, and some of them, if you get like a waffle weave one, will actually dry a little bit better as it actually gets wet. So, take it down the whole car, and you'll be good to go. And this is obviously like your normal size kind of car. So one towel should be good enough for the whole thing. If you have a truck or something like a F-150, Silverado, anything like that, you're probably going to want two. Obviously there's just a bit more surface area on those, so you definitely want to get a better towel. Now, you might see me like lean on the car right now. You kind of want to try and do it as low as possible, but we will correct this paint eventually, but we haven't yet, so we're not too worried about taking every single precaution. This is a daily driver. It's going to get driven to work every day. It's going to be driven through the snow, through the salt, through everything, and it is a used car. We're still going to take care of it, but this whole series is going to be trying to prove that even though you have a new car and everything, you don't need to go crazy. Me leaning on it, me touching the paint, me doing this with my leg, having my jeans touch it. Oh no. I can't even tell you the microscopic number of imperfections that I caused if I did leave any. So I'm not worried about it. This isn't some 1950s, or this isn't like a perfectly restored 1969 Mustang or anything like that, where like if someone was to vacuum you, you'd hold the hose just so it didn't touch anything. So we'll finish this and we'll get back to you when we're done.
Hey, Ben.
Alright, we're back. He's back. I'm back. You're back. Car is dry. And it looks much, much better. This is the same area we were looking at earlier that was just covered in dirt and stuff. A little bit of lint from the towel because we should have washed it before we used it. Yeah, that's right, we're professionals. Sorry, the stuff I use just is better than that.
Yeah.
But as you can see, even all the way down to the rocker panels and stuff like that, we are all good to go. So that's really how easy washing a car could be. Now when we get into the real hard stuff, we'll have a second bucket just to rinse your wash mitt in between, and then we might add a foam cannon. I mean, to be honest, we could make, we'll get there, but washing the car will become a like 15-minute-ish job to like a half hour 45-minute job, and that's just how far this stuff can go. But as of right now, that looks pretty good. So in the next episode, we'll be talking paint protection and kind of spiffing up the outside and things like that after you're finished with your wash, that you want to do kind of every time you do wash it. So that'll do it for today. So as always,
Like, comment, subscribe.
and we'll see you in episode 4 of Detailing from Scratch.